and then he's frozen up. Every form of CC's been leveraged at him, and he's headed out to play in traffic before he returns.
And they have to get pressure onto Savior. If you allow the McCree to just take shots at range, start working these tanks down. The issue is Boston starts to dive in. You have the May there for the freeze, but be 2 kills that go in favor of Boston early on.
Savior be knocked out of position. Swimmer there, a part of getting him out of the core of that lineup, and no one was able to capture the point during that fight. So Boston wait for New York to set up, then they pounce.
And here on Oasis, it's very difficult to get the point back. This point is so open, you can just kind of contest it for so long, just having players trickle in. You could see Boston build up a ton of percentage here. Let's see how they decide to play this event. Their composition's a little bit geared towards being more aggressive, so let's see how they decide to start the fight.
They can counter-engage though. They can give ground to New York and then use that dive to pretty much treat it like they're still the attackers.
Just kind of kite around the point, right? Winston like very mobile, same with Wrecking Ball.
Okay, so Wall comes up and actually keeps a lot of them out of the way, but Munchkin's down. Who will you get some early? Flashbang. He's gonna catch on to Artemo. Swimmer, should I say, and it's like Color Hex gets involved. Savior falls early again. This one's breaking down into a bit of a messy one. It's a 3v3 though. But NYXL, as we said, have the staying power. Wrecking Ball, Minefield dropped out. Who are you? Very quickly gets out of the way. A lot of those very fast-paced heroes from Boston have already gotten back to the point there.
And they never actually deal with the Wrecking Ball, right? Wrecking Ball can live for so long, the adaptive shields, the mobility, and Axiom just kind of rolling around on the point there. Then drops down a Minefield, takes out the Lucio Animo for NYXL. NYXL has to back up at that point. Reset. So Munchkin, see here, sitting in a bush, waiting for the push to come down. He's going to try and get into the back line here, get a pick off with this pulse bomb.
Maybe a force and early ice block tried to go in there for Jonak. Couldn't find a connection. Sound barrier was still forced regardless. Mano and Hotba got hit by that EMP, but Hotba's still able to find a kill early on. And that's quite a pose there from Fusions, but he was frozen solid. Self-destruct. Hotba just going to refresh the mech here. 84% for Boston though. New York do need to clear them off the point properly here and fast.
Yeah, Mano comes back on Winston, and then Sig will be on the Tracer as you finally deal with the Wrecking Ball, the character that's giving you so many problems on the point. You deal with Fusions as well, so those are the 2 big mobile tanks out of the equation. The point will go in favor of NYXL.
Samuel be now back to the Tracer, definitely a pick he's much more well known for. Some switches here for Boston, Matt.
Yeah, good adjustments here for Boston. So now that they see New York come out with this dive composition, who wants to be very aggressive, with the Winston and the Diva in terms of tanks, they switch to a much more, point-oriented control, right? With the double shields, 2 main tanks, lots of health between the Orisa and the Reinhardt, and then you can just kind of protect Color Hex. Well, you may not be able to protect him from that, but the idea is to let Color Hex get set up on the McCree, and you protect him with the May.
This is actually a very New York composition map from last season and seasons past in general. Boston trying to go for one of their looks, but they lose the main source of damage early. Won't somebody look at Sabiobi? Chase down on Myunbong. Mano connects. That's a Moira pancake.
Color Hex, he is on Tracer as soon as he saw Mano and Sabiobi coming towards the spawn. He blinked all the way back. He'll be going back onto McCree. So that tells you, especially with the changeover to Baptiste, right? Now you can set up that immortality field. You're going to have a changeover to Ana. So you can actually still play around the same type of style I was talking about before. You can set up around this McCree, try and have the dive come in, and then blow up some of these targets with that flashbang, and then maybe a fan the hammer.
Gon goes for a sleep dart. Forced back there. A lot of cleave damage from Martin, but he's frozen. He tried to Primal Rage. He was burst down early in the fight, though. Boston will move fairly ponderously towards the point while trying to wrap the McCree around the left-hand side. And Huayua is going down. This is not good news for New York. They can't afford to give this point back at all, but they may not have a choice. Munchkin has a Blizzard. Even if they step up and try and challenge him here, it could be dangerous for NYXL. They've got to go now at 99%. Here's your overtime.
Hotba does have a self-destruct, gonna come over the top. Let's see what he can get with it. It gets up blocked there by Axiom.
Big expectations for that one, but it fizzles. He'll at least get a reset on the mech. He'll need that extra health in the fight to come. That's the stick. Hotba finds the kill on Color Hex, and this is what they were looking for. Huayua taken down by Axiom, but it was a suicidal charge. And Munchkin comes out very sheepishly of his ice block. Faces his demise. NYXL now in control, and there's a chance for Boston to stall this one out, but they have to be fast. Shoes on the other foot now, Matt.
And you're going to have a touch here from Boston. Swimmer gets on the point. He gets taken out immediately. Fusion's now on the wrecking ball. Get back.
He tried to pile drive, but he got interrupted. Taken down by Hot Bus. Saviolbi now is free to harass the backside. There's no peel left for Boston. Munchkin can barely step foot on the point. It has to be a nano boost for Axiom now to keep at least someone there, but he's sleeping on the job. The Reinhardt can't get involved in the fight. Axiom had to sit and watch the entire time, and eventually he's cut down. NYXL, they retake control. Fusion's just trying to stay alive now. It is a game of stall, but Saviolbi's almost as fleet of foot as the hamster. Swimmer's cut down. Pulse pistols akimbo, and Saviolbi combining with Manu to clean point. Yeah, New York have much more presence on the ground. It's up to Colorhex to really open this fight up early on, but it's Axiom taking the brunt of the early damage trades. He will retreat behind Fusions. His barrier now, and Mano gets a bite grenade from Jonak. Keeps him in the fight.
I mean, you get a hack on Amano. That's about Save will be taken out the far in the sky. It'll get rezzed on up, but still, he might be able to create enough pressure off of this.
Dangerous. He does see Colorhex take back to the skies, though, when he needs to shift his focus away from the Batiste he was trying to cut down. Colorhex playing extremely safe. You see Saviolbi, by the way, nano boosted. You'll have to see it. Manu takes down Munchkin, so he gets the charge. Very aggressive switch from Manu, but Colorhex is still looking for some action. He gets rid of Jonak, but he'd already deployed the biter grenade. And that was Hot Buff blocking that rocket.
But Jonak is a lot of the healing for NYXL on the Ana Lucio combination, so can you just window players down their health bars with the Pharah from range and be able to take it back? As Colorhex above the NYXL right now with that rocket barrage.
Barrage in, Colorhex trying to cut any entrance to this high level away. Ice block had to immediately be used by Who Are You to avoid the barrage. D-suited Diva here. Colorhex doesn't quite chase that one up though. He's looking elsewhere over the map. Blizzard, Axiom is the only one caught inside of it, but it didn't last long enough to freeze him. He got hacked there. Removed from the fight. Mano just hiding behind that barrier, somehow staying alive.
And New York can invest into this, Mitch, because it's 55% and counting for them on the point. They have the sound barrier here to use to push on forward. Mano comes back on the Winston. Gets 3, Saviolbi with a cleanup on the Fusions. And after that really prolonged first fight, New York gets that first fight win and 70%.
See how that one went down again from Mano's perspective after switching off of the Reinhardt, and again, he was the one to pull the trigger and go forward. And Boston were not ready for it at all.
You're Boston, you're almost like you have to use ultimates here. That is a cheeky spot there as Boston, they panic, they back up a bit.
Oh, Munchkin! Got a snowball's chance in hell there. It's a 1-for-1 trade though. Mano went in and it was a fantastic immortality field from Yunbong, otherwise that would have been 6 players immediately dispatched by the body grenade and follow up. 99% though, Boston have the touch. Swimmer gets there, but only for a brief time. Axiom moves up to the point. It was a hold to pull Saviolbi out into line of sight. Overtime is getting low though, and Boston now need to fully commit to the point. Immortality field, look in the back. That's already been used here just to keep the supports alive. It can't be used now for Colorhex, who may need it more. Jonak.
It's going to be difficult to take this back now without Mano in play. You see how low the players on NYXL are getting. Colorhex on the high ground on McCree. Don't really have anything to answer this at this moment in time. So Boston in the clutch will be able to flip it back in their favor in terms of ultimates. What they got to work with, they'll probably have a sound barrier in the next fight, and then they have that Deadeye. So see where they try and position Colorhex. If they want to go towards that high ground, use it just to buy some time.
You're dealing with Reinhardt Shield, Defense Matrix, and NYXL will take the high for themselves. Not a lot of sight lines for a big Deadeye. Munchkin scouting, sees Mano and crew come up, and Boston give this high ground away. Remember, New York have a McCree as well, so we can make much use of this height advantage, but Munchkin's looking for a pulse bomb assassination. Axiom's down already. That's going to be tough for Munchkin now. There's the sound barrier in play, and Saviolbi's clinking heads. Self-destruct, Saviolbi's able to dodge it, gets around the pillar. Munchkin just has to get their heck out, 99%. Remember that NYXL already had it in the bag. Now it's going to be stalled. Munchkin and Swimmer have to keep this game alive, and New York is setting up. They're expecting another full fight based off this stall. Here comes a wrecking ball. Fusion's onto the high ground though, and Swimmer's taken down. He stayed alive for quite some time, and Munchkin walks straight into Saviolbi's sights. Deadeye finds a kill, and he follows up with an assist on Fusions. Immortality Field, that won't last long, and Axiom is lost its seat, and Boston trying to back up. Great Sleep Dart connection onto Myeonbong, and that sort of forces that Immortality Field, and this could be scary. I wonder what Mana was looking for there.
It's hard. I mean, they have double shield, right? The Orisa shield is up almost all
Shatters?
the time.
Oh!
Shatters around the shield.
He got Swimmer!
But still, with that Amp Matrix, not able to follow up.
Maywall on the point, but Boston moved up. Mano's gone down, I guess, punished for that sort of attempt at going for a shatter. Hot bar frozen, can't do anything to mitigate the endothermic blaster. Sabiolby is able to find Munchkin, but has to play safe for the time being. Just from the high ground, and I really don't think there's much here for him to do. Myeonbong looking, here's the halt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to make anything happen here
try.
for New York. I'd be shocked. Mono goes charging off the top. I mean, kind of have an idea what they think about trying to contest the point at that moment. Once you see him pull the reinforced charge off the top row.
Hey, go off,
dead.
King. I'm good for it.
Yeah. So now it'll be Boston with a good first point take. You ended up building up that Deadeye on a Color Hex really early on. In turn, you end up giving Jonak the nano boost, but still it forces Mono into a really awkward position. He's got a weak shield. When the Deadeye is out, he has to go in by the spawn point here of where Boston's spawning up now, and just allows him to put some extra damage on the players on the point.
Now, Boston, how do they ration these ultimates here? What do you think a win condition is for this fight? Is it trying to look for Shatter, I guess? There it is. Who are you? Mano knocked down, and this fight over pretty much before it begins.
Yeah, 3-player Shatter there from Axiom. You end up using the Supercharger as well. So you're going to keep the cart rolling for Boston in a very important part of the map. We see a lot of teams like to push up towards that initial choke, get some pressure, get some defensive stands at that point, but Boston doesn't allow it. They combo 2 ultimates there, get the cart moving. Now they're going to be aggressive and try and take this high ground.
Maybe looking for a Deadeye to play from this area. Force the New York. One could have been drawn out into line of sight for Deadeye. That payload, by the way, is contested.
You don't want to play on the payload here if you're Boston. You're going to walk straight into a Blizzard. They go down with a Blizzard of their own, trying to get a pick off at the start.
Mono trying to back away. You got Nano boosted here. Fusions is down. It's a 1-for-1 trade, though. And Color Hex has the high ground he was looking for. I'm not going to make that Star Wars reference again. It went really badly last time. Animo. Oh, Color Hex.
All
Slayed
right.
him. Sabiolby's able to respond, though, and find that 1-4. NYXL have a chance to keep this going. Myeonbong finds a couple here.
You may be able to
Keep the
get
pressure
this
on.
going if you're Boston. Yeah, you're going to have Axiom come back in on Wrecking Ball. It's just Hoppa and 2 supports here, but New York's spawn is so close.
Oh, Jonak wasn't able to get the sleep before the power driver came in, so he lost air control. Mano trying to hold down the fort, but that's an Immortality Field quickly removed. Sabiolby's Deadeye shreds a bit of health off Axiom, and he's not able to roll away. The NYXL finally recover here. Sabiolby's on cleanup duty.
And now does Axiom have to switch off of this? Sabiolby cleaning up Color Hex with the headshot there at the end, as Axiom will go back to Reinhardt, so more of the double shield composition for Boston. Who are you? Back over to Maine. This will be another difficult point of the map to get the cart over the line to get that second checkpoint. Megan, this close here, you don't mind it? I mean, look at how many areas there are on this map for them to hide from the pressure from the high ground, which then just forces Boston down to the low ground, which is exactly what they want to play around the main more.
You have the Diva anyway as NYXL, so you can mess with the McCree, and oh dear, someone's in trouble. Axiom gets caught up with the rest of his team. Mano tries to finish him off with the Fire Strike, but Fusion steps up, tries to save Axiom with that fortify. Mano has to respect the damage there. Boston, 1 minute left. They're regrouping here. They're going to go for a fight. But Color Hex, he reveals himself to Flash, who are you, and gets his head taken off as a result. Wall up. Boston wants some privacy.
And Boston's not going to get a full reset here. They keep extending this, and players coming back from the spawn.
Color Hex switches to Widow.
Yeah, you were even for a little bit in terms of the players up, but New York just spawned so much closer. That is a silly cross-map Jonah. So you have to wait for him to get up, but Color Hex on the Widowmaker. This tells you they know this is final fight territory. They just need a pick at the start.
Again,
Hotba's tracking him though.
Hotba will chase him to the ends of the earth. Color Hex playing. This is a very passive angle. He doesn't have exactly many sight lines, but it's safer. Who are you taken down by? Munchkin. Here's a Deadeye. Everybody on Boston just backing up. Sabiolby will hold this for as long as he has to and buy some more time. They need Who Are You back in the fight. He won't be taxied in though. Animo does not have the bandwidth to bring him back here.
Hotba does have a self-destruct, and he's behind the enemy right now. Let's see if it comes in big.
8 seconds to the skies goes Hotba, looking for a bomb. It's good. They'll get Axiom. That's one shield taken out of the mix, and Sabiolby gets rid of Munchkin. Who are you standing tall on the payload? And just like that, the NYXL snatched the point away.
But Boston is able to make some progress, right? They capture that first point. They almost make it to checkpoint B. But New York's defense very strong at that moment of the map. You know, they never got in a situation where Boston had like a two-player advantage. Really, the only time was when they had both supports on the point, and they were waiting for Axiom to come back on the wrecking ball. But take a look from SabielB's perspective at the end. This has to be fun to see for the NYXL fans.
Fire strike, both balls down.
So Hoppo Izuni was trying to get up onto the high ground with Animo to knock any players off there, kind of deter them from taking that angle. And Hoppo's just holding that down up on that high ground. He's able to actually look down with the defense matrix and block some of that damage coming in for Mono anyway. So good positioning.
Axiom. I like it. Animo pinned down, and without utility of the speed, NYXL decided they still want to commit to this fight. Even though they can't really charge up. Shadow, nice. Munchkin taken down, Swimmer also stunned up, and that will probably be enough.
That is going to be a fast first point take here for the NYXL. Good shadow from Mono, but Hoppa's positioning, able to get up onto that high ground, not allow anybody to get up there again. You know, Color Hex trying to access it again with Swimmer and not able to just get that D.Va out of the way. D.Va has such a large HP pool, a defense matrix, good offensive capabilities, so can't exactly challenge her one-on-one.
Oh, I like this, trying to catch the Uprising as they rotate. He's going to split them up, they get Axiom as well to trade though. Mono down, SabielB wants to push forward now, NYXL just want to try and overwhelm. Immortality Field did help, but it is destroyed, and okay.
The cart's not moving at all, yeah.
Swimmer v Jodak. Swimmer in his debut, Jodak. Ah, come on.
Like on the MVP, dog.
On the man.
You know what though?
I like some audacity.
Oh my God, Swimmer dies there, but still, it's actually pretty nice to just deter the cart from moving that much. I mean, think about how much payload progress NYXL would have gotten if he doesn't buy them that much time there. I mean, the payload would be almost over here by the bridge. Use a shatter here. He's gonna have to drop down maybe behind this Deadeye. Beautiful Maywall there from Who Are You?
Yeah, a Maywall though under Color Hex from Munchkin to get him above it. I like it. Munchkin now drops to the low ground here. They're trying to get rid of Mono, but he's trying to do as much damage as he can before he's dispatched. Hopper's back to the high ground. Color Hex has been removed and Munchkin was knocked down. Immortality Field won't save the Uprising. New York just flipped the switch and they are so close to the goal, Matt. And that'll be it. Try and work Mono down or get around him as much as possible. Swimmer just dives in here, perhaps hoping to knock some New York players off this high ground. He's done just that. New York will probably have to cede this territory over to Boston now. Boston have a chance to set up, but much depends on the Hanzo. And if Color Hex can't find those opening picks, Boston don't get anywhere.
Now Boston's going to be trapped for a little bit. We'll see what they decide to do, how they get out of this situation. How they get out of it, maybe by going all the way back to the spawn. And then his Peacekeepers, he's able to take out two. You know, if you're Boston, right, you want to push through that choke. You want to get control of that bridge. Allow the Hanzo to start getting some pickoffs. Buy him some space, but you have Hotpub playing up on the high ground. He actually goes over towards those windows over by the Mega Health Pack, plays up in the high ground, just being a nuisance. It's very difficult to hold the break.
That wall's designed to allow Boston to get into position without taking too much poke damage, but New York don't want to give them this space, man. Look at them push them. Color Hex is in no position to find picks right now because Hotbar is hot on his heels. Despite this, though, Axiom and Munchkin gets dumped. Ah, you're kidding me, that could be filthy. The shields were ready, though. New York didn't have enough players to distract Boston's attention away from the big old bomb.
That one's a little bit of a Hail Mary. I mean, you throw it in there, two shields and made. Not really a great shot. Jonak in an odd position here. Is he going to be able to live through this? They do. They keep alive with a sound barrier.
Immortality Field here from Yunbong as Boston are caught off guard a little bit by this. Hotbar is going to get desuited and taken down. How much time can New York buy now? Nene's looking for a little bit, but the shield was in the way. He may have taken it very low, but he needs to find kills, and so far the healing for Boston has been good enough to keep them up.
Boston should be able to take this point. I mean, you just have Mono alive, and Animo is where the Hanzo becomes pretty effective, right? Bursting large HP targets out, the one-shots at like that medium to long range. see what New York decides to do. I don't think they're going to come back and contest this. They have a lot of players that are very far away, but Hotba making his way towards the point. They may want to fight this with the switch over to Tracer as well.
Oh,
they may try and force another fight at least.
They're going to have a go. Amplification Matrix is thrown down. Mano hits the ground. Hits pretty hard, to be honest. Boston was already prepared to deal with him. Hotbar also a little low. It's a matter of buying a little bit of extra time, but not really sure what for, because there are no more real reinforcements to come in, and that Earth Shatter only on a Hotbar. It looked like Boston were reluctant to follow up on just to the single Diva. And we'll see if New York can force some more ultimates out of Boston as they try and capture this point. Now they're playing a dangerous game.
So this is going to be the Boston tank now. So New York gets back in, stalls out a little bit more.
Okay, bro. Now you asked for it.
I mean,
he's waving to the crowd.
That's to be expected. But hey, if you're going to get booed, you may as well get booed a lot. What's the difference between being booed a little bit and booed a lot? At least have some fun with it.
I mean, there are a few key differences, but we won't have time to go over them. Dragon Strike for Color Hex here. Wants to try and get New York grouped on the point. Crowd are furious.
Yeah, the crowd now is displaying what they think about Boston as a team. It's a Color Hex, though. May not like him, but he takes out Hotba and Nene.
He is showing up now. He loves it. Color Hex living to be the villain. Boston get one tick here on the point. Who are you? He tried to go for a Blizzard. I think he lost it. He must have been taken down before he could release it. And that is really bad for New York. That was the ultimate they needed on this fight. Who are you has to switch to the Doomfist now, which might be a bit of a change of pace for them, but so far New York trickling in one by one and finding very little for their troubles. Self-destruct, Hotbar. Can't find anything, and who are you shut down? Color Hex. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually gross. Color Hex is dominating on this hard zone.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Jonak had rotated all the way around to the choke. Now they finally know where he is. Doesn't matter, though.
The retake is there. That shouldn't have happened at all.
Well, Jonak, for what felt like, you know, seeing on the map, maybe like 30 seconds, is playing from the offensive choke, just healing the players as they come out. Big biotic grenade, sleeps onto the point, and they were not able to make any progress, Boston. They get 2 ticks, but towards the end, right, the progress had stalled out. They were not able to complete the map.
Matt, Color Hex is no longer waving at the crowd. I think he's getting a bit serious now. 1 minute 40 left in the round. There's an Earth Shatter here. Munchkin, he had Blizzard. He's out of the picture already. Axiom just has to run away. There's no chance for Boston now in this fight. Mano very aggressive, but he's looking to get value out of the nano boost and build another Earth Shatter if he can. And this is a full-scale rout.
You know what it is. The Color Hex picking up some kills, having some fun. The rest of his teammates are looking at him like, see what you started, man?
Why'd you like this, bro?
Why'd you do that? But NYXL, they don't have any ultimates here coming in the fight, Mitch. I mean, Amp Matrix, Sound Barrier, Shaft.
They start with the Amplification Matrix, but an Ice Wall will block that for the most part. Looks like they'll have to wait. Jonak, that's a big biotic grenade now onto 4 players. Immortality field, though, had to be there by Myunbom. Earth Shatter, no real connection at all. The Ice Block immediately used by Who Are You, but they've lost Jonak. A lot of their healing, and there's a lot of their utility. Crowd control now is going to be missing. Remember, just the 1 tick that's all the Boston.
The Ana alive. You want to let the Ana just be the one who provides all of the healing. Can just kind of sit back. If the dive comes in, pressure on the Ana, you're able to just keep her alive with the Mercy.
Who are you staying out of sight for now? So he may be able to pop up and surprise. Looking for Myunbom on the high ground towards Color Hex, perhaps. Sliced and diced.
Well, hey, Mitch, who can get up there and help Color Hex for Boston? Oh, wait, nobody. You have 2 static tanks just playing on the bridge. Hey, that's fine. Guess what? We'll just go around you. It's exactly what New York does, and New York just picking apart Boston.
Oh, man. We are in the Big Apple, but Boston, they're just getting hit by rotten tomatoes right now. And shurikens. And look at this, New York making a very quick rotation to point B. They will be amongst Boston as soon as they catch a point A. This is that level of dominance they're looking for.
And big winning condition ultimates for New York for a very fast point B take here for NYXL.
Hotbar trolling Jonak, refusing to let him heal him. He'll sit back and deliver the nano boost when it needs to happen. Safe positioning, Jonak. Oh, he gets jumped upon, Color Hex. Oh, very cheeky. No, no! What?
Oh, that's a yikes.
The 1v1 Boston were already beaten, battered and bruised by the time he got there. One man brought down a team. And now they're going to have to stall things out.
You got a blizzard here for Boston.
Nope.
Well, no, not anymore.
No chance. Who are you? Had him put that one away real quick now, looking to sit behind a supercharger and just get a pressure fusions down. There's little he can do but sit behind that shield. Hex gets the pick on the Genji, the number still favor New York, and that's the res. It's for Jonak, the VIP. Ice Wall comes up. Hex looking for the batch against Jonak 2, Electric Boogaloo. I don't think he fancies any of that.
This time you go with the McCree, so a little bit easier to pressure some players when they get close.
Oh
but
my!
Doesn't matter, Nene with first blood.
I mean, Hotbutt gave him a proper tickle as he did a drive-by on the high ground with the rocket boosters. He was already quite low. Axiom, clever, aims his shield upwards. He knew the flash was coming. Who are you got caught out of position there? Frozen up by Munchkin. 7 seconds left. New York want to buy some time. Boston can't afford them that luxury. Big body grenade on Axiom infusions, but Hex was still able to find Nene. He's in a safe spot. This is exactly where you want to be as an attacking Widow. With heads turned away, but Hex can't find the kills. He gets Mano, but he was already frozen solid. Pressured down now. He can't get away with a grappling hook. 10 seconds, Hex hurtling towards the point, but there was no hope, no chance. And New York plant the flag and their feet.
New York can smell a win here. Got to get one tick on the point in 5 minutes. Take a look from Mano's POV. Ends up getting one, and then the shatter is actually big because all of the Baptiste healing that's coming down from Milmo through the Amp Matrix. Not able to do that, obviously, he's stunned on the ground. The blizzard comes down a hair too late there. The damage is already done. If you're Boston, what do? All you've come out with here is double shield, right? You play the double shield with the Hanzo again. The Hanzo plays further away. The dive could be able to kill everybody up during that.
And then are using the goodest boy as a jumping point.
All right. Just scouting for a target.
Wow, deja vu. Okay, this time, very quickly, Boston dropped to that low ground, and Mano actually gets caught out there. Munchkin's able to finish him. But who are used behind enemy lines?
This also allows Jonak to like poke from the middle, and he's actually connected with a sleep dart at range here on a swimmer. I don't think they're going to be able to finish him off, though.
And who are you just wants to poke at medium to longer range with shurikens right now until there's a chance to get a guaranteed kill and a potential reset on his dash. Mano again goes in. Munchkin, a little bit low. Who are you just want to hang around here for too long? No, careful. The Immortality Field had to be used, and Yumbong still goes down. Who are you playing safe? Wants to get rid of Hex. The Hanzo can still ruin their plans. No, not going to be a chance for that. Hotba's able to chase him down. Bionic Grenade thrown at the point. That's on Axiom here. New York need a little bit of time to get Hotba back in shape, but Who Are You is here. Swinging the shurikens, doesn't need the blade. He'll take the damage reduction quite happily. Who am I? He says no. Who are you?